This is why, ladies and gentlemen, you should always have people around you that will check you. He has nobody around him saying, "Hey, dog, you tripping."
Arian, you're kind of that guy for me sometimes.
Uh, in a sense, yeah, I can be
You
for
check me
sure.
sometimes.
Every now and then, yeah.
Big T's just 100% free speech, so he'll never check me on anything.
Right.
Everything I say, after every sentence I utter, Big T just goes, "I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it, sir."
Yeah.
I say, "Thank you, Big T." Welcome back to Macrodosing. It is Tuesday. It's May 13th. And Big T, you got a word?
I do. Macrodosing is presented by MD 2020. From the creators of the legendary MD 2020, the original name and high flavor, high alcohol beverages with those unmistakable vibrant colors and iconic flask bottles, Mad Dog by MD 2020 brings the party with 15% ABV in a portable can that tastes incredible. Delicious flavor that doesn't sacrifice on drinkability. There are 4 intense flavors: Bling Bling Blue Raz, that's what we have right here. Mad Margarita, Spiked Strawberry, and Whipped Orange Cream, sweet, bold, and ready to drink. Pop the top and dive into vibrant, eye-catching colors that deliver on taste. Each sip is as delicious as it looks. No mixing, no mess, just pure flavor. High-quality taste without the premium price tag. Mad Dog by MD 2020 gives you more bang for your buck than anything else on the shelf. MD 2020 just got more convenient. Grab a Mad Dog by MD 2020 and experience why we've been fueling good times for generations. Look for Mad Dog by MD 2020 in your local stores and at drinkmd2020.com now. Must be 21 or older to purchase.
All right, we're back. It's Macrodosing. It's Nanodosing. It's Tuesday. Welcome back, everybody. We got Arian, Big T, myself, Mad Dog, and McKenzie. Full squad here right now. It's Tuesday, and the Washington Wizards have the
You tell me.
first overall pick, and we're taking Cooper Flagg, and everything's good about my life, and the Caps also won.
Nice.
Don't clip that if any or all of that is incorrect.
Would you rather the Caps win tonight
They're going to clip it.
and the Wizards pick 4th?
Ooh.
Or
Good
the
question.
Caps lose and the Wizards get Cooper Flagg?
Well, the thing is, I don't really care about the Wizards.
That's why it's... But
I
this
would
could,
care
like,
about the Wizards.
Right.
I grew up caring about the Wizards. I used to care about the Wizards.
This could set them up really well for 20 years.
And caring about the Wizards not caring about the Wizards has been one of the best choices I've ever made in my life in terms of sports fandom.
Sure.
Like pushing them out of my head for the last 15 years, with the exception of maybe there's a little John Wall blip that happened, and then the Paul Pierce era, which was surprisingly not bad.
Gilbert Arenas?
Well, that was more than 15. That was like,
Okay, yeah.
I think that was 2008, 2007-ish.
Yeah.
That's when it felt like Gilbert was going to be the rival to LeBron in the Eastern Conference. Had some epic playoff battles. It was Deshaun Stevenson and LeBron James going back and forth at each other until somebody said that's like comparing Soulja Boy to Jay-Z. And yeah, and then nothing.
Wow, that's not a fair comparison.
Not a fair comparison. Why not?
Soldier Boy may be responsible for how music is consumed on the internet today. He ushered that new era of internet in. He is an innovator in that sense.
So you're saying in this analogy, it's not fair to compare Deshaun Stevenson to Soulja Boy for Soulja Boy.
No, yeah, Soldier Boy meant more to the music game than Deshaun Stevenson did to basketball.
I would agree with that. And now that I think about it, Soulja Boy's kind of gotten a bad rap for the last 10 years or so.
He did it to himself.
What'd he do?
Talking. You know what I mean? Like he'll say like mad random shit, and then there'll be like a kernel of truth to it, and he just did it to himself. And also, like, I don't know, like you don't really look at him like a businessman, like you look at Jay-Z like a businessman, because he's always stunting and stuff like that. Jay-Z don't really stunt like that. So like, and like his moves were like more strategic and more brand partnered. Soulja Boy really did it himself, and so although he should be mentioned in those conversations, he probably won't be.
What do you think is the song that has like the most outrageous lyrics or theme that has ended up becoming a mainstream like stadium banger? Because Superman That Hoe might be up there. right? Like having little kids doing the Superman dance, like crank that.
Kendrick calling
I
Drake
mean,
a pedophile.
I'm about to say it might be recency bias, but not like us. It's
Not like us.
pretty
Yeah.
Why?
You've got like 8-year-olds
screaming A minor.
Yeah.
It's just wild, though.
It's definitely up there.
Kiss Me Through the Phone by Soulja Boy. How many streams on Spotify?
Ooh. A lot.
800 million.
250 million.
809 million.
Wow.
I mean,
That's a great guess.
That's
pretty good.
Pretty fucking great right there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, how many phone numbers do you know from songs? It's like 3, and he's one of them.
8675309.
Uh-huh.
8675.
Mike Jones. What's Mike Jones's number?
281-330. I think I don't know the rest. Fuck.
Is there some 8s in there?
281-320-8804.
We can.
Either way, you have to hit him up on the low.
Yeah.
678-999-8212.
What's that?
That's Kiss Me Through the Phone.
Okay.
Unless
I think, have I told this life hack on this podcast before that if you're like going to a grocery store and you don't have a rewards program there, just hit whatever the area code is, local area code, and then 8675309.
Yeah.
And chances are somebody will have signed up for that, so you can get a little discount. Fun fact. But yeah, I would say Superman, that hoe, is definitely up there on that list. I know there's a new song out that has maybe the worst lyrics to any song that's ever been written ever.
Hang on.
In the history of words.
Have I heard about this?
You have heard about this, yes. I know for a fact you've heard about it.
The worst lyrics ever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lyrically, the worst song ever written in the history of words, not even in the history of music. Like even going back to poetry, all that shit, caveman drawings. Probably the most offensive creation of all time.
Yeah.
Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye's new song. That one will not be being played in stadiums.
It's banned everywhere.
Maybe like an Italian soccer stadium. Maybe one of those fascist clubs that they have over there. There's a chance that they might do it. Very, very offensive song. And then the rest of the album. I don't know. Did he release the entire album?
I don't know.
I listened to Bully, and then he released another one, right? Donda 2.
Yeah, and Cousin.
I don't think Donda 2. I don't think the Hitler joint was on Donda 2. Not that I remember, but Cousins was. I think. It's a while. He has some good songs on that. Like he's
some of the deep tracks. If you can get past the open praise for Hitler, then you can find some gold deeper on the album. Is what you're saying?
I have been a long-standing proponent of separating the art from the artist, and not all of his content is for me nowadays. Very little of his content is for me nowadays, but every now and then he says some shit that moves me. It just is what it is.
Yeah, it's I listened to the song once because I just wanted to see what Kanye was doing and how off the deep end he's gone. Pretty far off the deep end, I would say.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're a judge, because there's a part of that song where he's talking about like not being able to see his kids.
Probably not helping.
And all the nitrous. Do you think that this song makes it more likely or less likely he sees his kids?
I would say less.
I would say pretty much guarantees that he's not going to win any sort of custody dispute.
This is why, ladies and gentlemen, you should always have people around you that will check you. He has nobody around him saying, "Hey, dog, you tripping."
Yep. Arian, you're kind of that guy for me sometimes.
In a sense, yeah, I can be.
You check me sometimes.
Every now and then, yeah.
Big T's just 100% free speech, so he'll never check me on anything.
Right.
Everything I say, after every sentence I utter, Big T just goes, "I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it, sir." Yeah. I say, "Thank you, Big T."
I have something.
Okay.
I didn't know this, and maybe y'all did. I'm not an animal guy, right? So I'm at the pond with all my kids, right, and my mom. Happy Mother's Day, belated to all the mothers out there. And we were chilling. We were watching ducks, right? Daughter's watching the ducks, and all of a sudden it got weird.
Yeah.
It got really weird, and my daughter was really upset. And I'm like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "Look at the ducks." And this duck was raping the other duck.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "No, he's not." And my mom's like, "That's sexual assault." I'm like, "No, it's not. They're just playing." So I did a little research. No, ducks rape.
Yeah.
Ducks rape at a very high rate, and that's just how they procreate. They just rape. And I recorded some of it because I was interested in the action, and it was concerning. I don't know, like it's weird, dog. It's very weird watching that shit.
Yeah, ducks are fucking perverts.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's
My
like
daughter was
violent.
all upset.
Yeah.
She's like, get him off of her. I was like, this is kind of interfering in nature. This is how things are done. I don't know, man. It's a weird position to be in.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like geese get a reputation for being assholes because they are, but ducks are like sex pests.
Wow.
They're criminals. They're perverts. Yeah, and they got corkscrew penises.
What does it mean to get stuck in there?
I'd look up duck corkscrew penis.
ChatGPT was just telling me about that.
About the corkscrew?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can open a nice bottle of Cab Sauv on there. Yeah. What's the wine you always drink, Arian?
Cat.
But a specific type.
There's a couple of them. I like if I'm feeling fancy, the Opus One.
Mhm.
If not, Camus.
Yeah, Camus. Yeah, so
Oh wow, it is a corkscrew.
yeah, it's kind of gross. And apparently duck penises are getting sharper and longer.
Okay.
I read this like 4 or 5 years ago. It's kind of an iron sharpens iron situation where it's like it's an arms race.
What a
Except
cruel
penis,
thing to
yeah.
do to lady ducks, though.
I know. I feel
Like,
bad for lady ducks.
one, they get raped, and then they got to deal with that curly fried penis. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Add ducks to the list of animals that have outstanding PR teams that are really just world-class dickheads. Male ducks,
Man.
not all ducks. Female ducks, my heart goes out to you.
Facts. Yeah, you got rubber duckies in the bathtubs with children.
Yeah, you got cartoon ducks, multiple famous cartoon ducks.
Daffy Duck was a bad guy.
Yeah, it's why he
Donald
never wore
Duck.
pants.
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You've got the Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah,
Carson Wentz
the
is a hero. Carson Wentz has done more to stop sexual assault in America than any other quarterback. Move over, Tebow.
Man.
It's
Yeah,
bad.
what a PR job.
It's bad stuff. But yeah, it's got to be traumatizing for like a kid to see that, from what they thought was like a cute animal that they could just look at and enjoy, and they
Yeah.
get just slapped in the face with nature.
We go to the pond to go feed the ducks all the time. Yeah, little did I know that we were fucking aiding sexual assault.
Yeah, voyeurism. I went to the zoo one time. I went to the
That's
zoo
crazy.
into the gorilla house, and this gorilla had it was one male gorilla, a mama gorilla, and then like 5 or 6 of the offspring that were running around playing. And the male gorilla just walked up to the female gorilla and just slapped her in the face and ran away. And everybody there was watching, and they were like, that's domestic abuse. They were like trying to get the zookeeper involved. It's like, yeah, animals are assholes sometimes.
Yeah. Most times. There's not a lot of civil animals. Like, is there any? There's none.
Not really.
No, there's none.
Like, I guess sloths, they just chill, but they're lazy.
I don't know enough about sloths. But I'm saying we're not even civil. What are we talking
No.
about?
Yeah, we built nuclear weapons.
Yeah, we bomb the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Pretty much every day.
Yeah, little cute deer walk by and they're like, oh, there's a little baby human. Look how cute they are. And their parents are like, actually, they are trying to murder everybody. So,
including us. So stay away.
Yeah, stay far, far away from them. Yeah, I would say koalas have a great PR team. Dolphins have a PR team. Ducks have a great PR team.
Sharks, but in the opposite
Yeah.
direction.
They need to fire their PR team.
They get a little too much respect.
Yeah, they
They're not
have
like-
too much fear.
Yeah, they get more love than they should. You know what I'm saying? For being scary.
Yeah, lions. Say what you want about lions, but at least the male lions just kind of chill Like, it's very misogynistic what male lions do. They just chill and let the female lions do all the work, bring them dinner and all that shit. But at least they're not out there like ducks, just grabbing other lions and throwing them to the ground and shit.
But also good PR team.
That's true.
King of the jungle, when clearly a tiger will wash a lion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree. All right, we got some stuff to get into today. Right off the bat, we got the Diddy trial that's actually starting this week, and there's going to be some crazy stuff that's thrown out. They're expected to use that video of him beating up Cassie in the hotel as one of the first things that they show, but there might be a problem with that video, in that the original copy of the video is missing. So it was allegedly sent to CNN by somebody that maybe works in that hotel, and CNN had the original copy. They put it out, and then they can't find the original anymore, which opens them up to being accused of doctoring it or faking it or doing any sort of, tampering with the evidence. So I don't know if it's officially going to be admissible or not admissible, or if it is, if the defense is going to be able to like pick it apart on cross-exam. So we got to look out for that. And then there's some pretty shocking stuff. Big T just sent this one over, that apparently he had people pee into his girlfriend's mouth, like waterboard her with their piss. Is that what you said, Big T?
Is that what I said?
Is that what
That's
you
what
said?
the New York Post reported.
Yeah.
That is not what Big T said.
It was during a freak off, which a freak off.
clearly.
I don't understand why we get to just call this stuff freak offs. Like, why the prosecution should not be using the term freak off to describe any of this. The prosecution should just be like, yeah, he had sex assault parties.
Yeah, duck parties.
He had duck parties, yeah. He was flapping his wings. There's going to be a lot of gross stuff that comes out this week.
Also, isn't a witness missing?
Yeah, apparently there is a witness that has that they were counting on to testify that has gone missing. It's gonna be some crazy stuff. So the daughter of the former FBI director James Comey is on the prosecution team.
Really?
So we get to look forward to that, to people like connecting dots. You remember James Comey, right?
Of course.
He was the emails investigation person,
Mhm.
and then he was also investigating Donald Trump. Like a 6'7" guy that just kind of became super emo once he got fired. You remember the post that he used to put out?
No.
Like, he was regarded as being, all the resistance libs were like, oh, this guy is going to take down Donald Trump. And then once he got fired, he just started posting pictures of him like in meadows, staring off into the sun.
No, I didn't know he became a chronically online guy.
He was super emo for a while. So there's a key witness, victim 3, now has gone missing. So Maureen Comey, she was also apparently working on the Epstein case, says that they can't find her. And victim 3 was going to deliver, quote, very personal and explosive details about the abuse that she experienced. Comey was also involved in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. So there's some people being like, the fix is already in, investigate this. I saw one account that tagged Pam Bondi and the FBI director, Kash Patel, being like, look into this, fix this, please. I don't know if that's going to, but that's the way that justice is done now, mostly online stuff, mostly just tagging people, and then they decide to investigate it. So it's going to be a crazy trial for sure. I hope, from everything I've read, it seems like it should be a pretty easy one for the prosecution. But then again, anytime you get like celebrities and it becomes a circus, it's going to be tough to keep it on track.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be following that shit.
Is there an estimate of how long it's supposed to take?
I don't know. I would expect that it would be a long trial, just because if you have high-priced lawyers, they can drag anything out. I did see the courtroom sketch of Diddy, though. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the courtroom sketch is not kind to Diddy. He's got like all gray hair, gray beard. So it looks like, opening statements are today, is what I'm reading right now. This is from Dante, by the way. So Dante is usually all over this stuff, but he also could just be completely wrong about it. But Dante will be covering it. Maybe we could talk to Dante about it.
Sure, he would love that.
Who is Dante?
He works here. He is he's a crazy guy.
Arian, you know who he was. He was on our least favorite episode of all time of the show.
Microplastics?
Microplastics?
Yeah, that was Chief, I thought.
Chief and Dante. Yeah.
Ah.
He did stop in for a second.
I've blocked that episode from I've dumped the hard drive.
That's all the microplastics that blocked it from you.
He was like in his car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we
I'm
can
sure
maybe we can run it back. It seems like he knows what he's talking about with this. Or if there's anybody out there, if you want to send it to Mad Dog or McKinsey, if you know like an expert that's deep into the Diddy business, let us know, because it's gonna be a crazy trial.
That one girl that was on here for the Thugger.
I'm not a lawyer,
for
but-
the Thugger episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about
she
her.
be on all that shit, so we could probably run her back.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah, she was thorough. I liked her.
Very thorough, and she ended up being kind of right about what was going to happen.
Exactly.
With the trial.
Right.
So has he done any of his court mandated concerts that he's supposed to do in Atlanta?
I haven't followed up on him.
I love the fact that the solution was he's exiled from Atlanta, and then when he does come back to Atlanta, it's going to be an event. It's going to be a scene. I would love to get exiled from someplace.
Really?
I guess I have been exiled from James Dolan properties.
Super Bowl that one time?
Yeah, the Super Bowl. I was not allowed at the Super Bowl or on like Media Row. I've been exiled from Media Row before.
Are you not? You're not allowed at MSG?
I've gone back to MSG. That's one place where they don't really. I guess they weren't looking for me there. But yeah, I'm banned from MSG for a couple reasons. One, because of just James Dolan's ongoing feud with Barstool Sports. I think Clem was the one that was originally in charge of us getting in trouble there for the Fire Dolan shirts. I think that really put a big target on her back. But then when I got arrested at the dog show, then they told me I was not welcome back. But I've gone back a couple times for games. They don't seem to care. But then me and Big Cat tried to book a one-night show at a James Dolan property in New York City. And they initially agreed and then rescinded it. They were like, nope, you're not allowed here.
See, I thought MSG was one of the ones that cracks down on that because they have like the facial recognition stuff.
For some reason, my face isn't in there.
It's the
Interesting.
sunglasses.
It might have been the sunglasses that made it hard. Let's see what else we got today. Elizabeth Holmes back in the news.
Queen.
Queen, yes,
Queen and
yes,
her,
Mad
Queen
Dog.
and her king.
Queen, true love is back.
Soulmates
So
exist.
her partner, I don't know if they're
They are
married. Her
married, I
partner, they are Billy Evans. So Elizabeth Holmes is now working with a new AI medical testing startup that's really technically run by her husband. And it's new technology, never been thought of before, that can do diagnostic tests using a small sample of
Oh
blood.
my God.
It's so good.
You're kidding.
It's
No.
awesome.
It's so
So she's
great.
back. Now, the cool thing about this is that they might be able to diagnose some forms of cancer, and it's also very useful on the battlefield. So it's a completely different idea from what she had before that landed her in prison.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't this one have something to do with pets as well?
Yeah, so I think this is actually a smart thing that they're doing, that they should have done the first time. They're testing it out with pets. That's the beta testing. So before they use it to diagnose human beings, they're going to work with you on your pets, because I guess if you fuck up a pet test, then it's not as impactful as messing up a blood test on a human being that might get the news that they're either negative or positive incorrectly for cancer.
What do you think the odds are that her husband started this?
I'd say pretty high.
Really?
It sounds like his idea. Yeah. No, I mean, like obviously she didn't learn anything. Well, maybe she did. Like let's just fuck up pets before we fuck up humans.
Higher chance of success, Theranos 2 or Firefest 2?
Firefest 2 has been postponed.
Right.
So I'd say, I mean, you got to go with Theranos 2.
But Firefest 2 could happen at some point.
Conceivably. I think it just pivoted from being a music festival into being a cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Yeah. That's kind of the path that went down. I think that this.
What do you do at a cryptocurrency festival?
I don't think it's a cryptocurrency festival. I think they just pivoted from being a music festival to just being a shitcoin. Like there's no festival anymore. He just made a crypto thing.
Weird time we live in.
It is. You can always tell though, if you pay attention to enough of this stuff, you can get a sixth sense for like this is going to end in a crypto scam. I think that Elizabeth Holmes, I think she's above crypto scam.
Why?
I think she looks at that as being like the last resort, and she still has this God complex where she thinks that she can change the world through her innovations. I think that maybe she'll do it one day if she needs enough money, but I feel like she just is going to keep trying to be girl boss, billionaire CEO.
Like I think she's more into like genuinely the physical human of it. Like the crypto isn't close enough to the human. She needs to be inside.
Yeah. Agreed. So yeah, Billy McFarland launched Fire, the Fire coin. And the reality, according to Billy, is Fire will be used solely to support our community and charitable initiatives. So let's see, how's the Fire coin doing? Can you look that up, Big T?
Fire coin.
Yeah. $FYRE.
It's not good. Oh, Own Fire? This is their website. I'm not finding like a ticker for it.
Okay, let me see if I can track this down here. Let's look this up.
Okay, here we go.
Our internet has been slow here recently.
Internet company, internet slow.
Yep.
It's better than New York.
Y'all want to hear something crazy? It's loosely related to this. I was talking to my engineer buddy the other day, and he was saying it's not confirmed, but he was saying there's rumors at GTA 6 is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying that inside of it, there's going to be like cryptocurrency trading possibilities. So that opens up to me like a big, like that could be somebody's livelihood. Like you hop on a GTA 6 and you sell, I don't know, skins for a shirt or a gun or whatever case may be, right? And that could then you get real life currency from it. Like this shit could be interesting.
It's
on some real life Ready Player One shit.
Yeah, so it's going to be like they're developing their own crypto marketplace on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing that the Fire coin is currently trading at a 1/10 of 1 cent.
Okay.
Its all-time high is 5 cents.
Oh, so it's down.
Big time.
It's down. Well,
They're
just not listening to Billy when he talks about how it's going to be used only for charitable initiatives. I might have to get involved. We'll see. Big T, what else we got on the sheet today?
How's our investments doing?
Yeah, we should check up on that.
Right now.
Probably up today, right? Market's up. Market's up. There was Trump had a pretty active weekend. He solved the India-Pakistan conflict. He solved the Ukraine-Russia conflict. He decreased prescription drug prices. He negotiated a trade deal with China, negotiated a trade deal with the UK, and he got a new plane. So this is.
I don't like your tone.
I'm saying
those all sound pretty great to me.
I'm saying it's remarkable. The prescription drug thing, it was funny. That's not going to survive the courts because Biden tried to do the same thing, or a similar thing, that coincidentally Trump then canceled and then tried to do his own version of. It's a long story, but I like where his head's at.
Story though.
I do like where his head's at. Yeah, we should reduce if he's able to reduce prescription drug costs by 30 to 80%. Hell yeah, let's fucking go. But what's going to happen is the courts are going to say you can't just like write an executive order and then all of a sudden companies have to change their prices.
We are currently sitting at 822.04.
Okay.
So we're up 5% today.
Okay. So we started with 1,000. We're down to $822 bucks.
And we're currently trading American Airlines and Expedia.
Okay.
Which actually I feel like would be down because of the whole Newark airport thing, right?
Newark Airport, yeah, they're limiting flights in and out of Newark Airport. They've had some like blackouts with air traffic control. We have a bunch of people at Barstool that have flown in and out of Newark in the last couple of weeks. They say it's not good.
Yeah, no, everything seems to be pretty much up to date. Tesla is up 6% today.
Also, shout out the Emir. The Emir has been quiet for a long time. My good personal friend, the Emir of Qatar, Tamim Al Bin Hawani, I forget how to say his name. He allegedly is gifting the United States and Donald Trump a new Air Force One, a flying palace is what they're calling it. This just the Emir doing Emir stuff. He's a great friend, good guy for humanity, and he is as gracious as he is wise. So once again, salutations to my good friend, the Emir, and thank you for not killing me while I was in your country doing drugs during the World Cup. Me and Donnie almost had a little Brittany Griner situation over in Qatar. We didn't actually come close to that, but in theory, we could have been the new Brittany Griners.
Was that the most nervous you've ever been doing drugs?
Oh, that's a good question. The most nervous I've ever been doing drugs. I mean, no. Truth be told, no. Most nervous I've ever been doing drugs was my first time doing drugs.
When was that?
Which drug?
Marijuana. A reefer.
When was the first time I smoked? Jesus, I can't even remember the first time I smoked.
I believe it was my freshman year of high school. Sneaking out of my friend's house. I was so nervous when I got back in. Like, oh, we all smell like weed. We all smell like weed. We started to spray air freshener. Put some potpourri out. Lit some candles. Like, oh shit, we're gonna get caught. We were like in my friend's backyard, and I was like, "Is that the cops driving by?" We thought that like there was about to be a drug raid on us in the backyard. And over in Qatar, it wasn't like that at all. It was just like just be cool with it. Don't take too much.
I think my first time smoking I was like 12 at a high school party. And yeah, I lived a wild life, Maddie. Or Mac, I don't know who said that. Yeah, and I think I was in a blunt rotation with like a bunch of high schoolers. And I was out of there. Great time though.
Did you get nervous at all?
No, I was just like, you know how it is like when you're not used to the feeling, so you're just like, am I acting normal? It was more like that. Like, am I acting normal? Am I normal? What do I do with my like, it was one of those type of things. Yeah. And then I ended up going to sleep.
Did you have the experience where you're like everybody can tell I'm high?
I knew everybody was high. So I wasn't like concerned. I was just like, okay, is this how you're supposed to act? You know what I mean? It wasn't like, because it was a rotation. There was like 4 of them in rotation, like 6 people. I don't know why they did that. They should just give everybody their own blunt. But it was just a mega rotation. Everybody was like laughing and shit. And I'm just like, yo, definitely shouldn't be here. I'm 12. I'm going to sleep.
How did you get there?
I used to go to parties with my sister. She was older. She was in high school. And yeah, I used to drink and smoke. It was bad.
One time I got home late from 7th grade. I used to walk home, and I had a friend who was definitely like bad influence friend. And he, for some reason, he was scared to walk home to his house. I guess he didn't like what was going on in his neighborhood. So I walked him like halfway to his house. I'm like, dude, you're cool. There's nothing bad's here. And then I walked home. So I was about 30 minutes late getting home. My mom pulled me aside and she was like, look me in the eyes. She was like, your pupils look really, really big, don't they? And then she called my dad over and she was like, don't his pupils look really big to you? And my dad was like, no, not really. He's always had big pupils. And I was like, thanks, Dad. Appreciate that. You know me, I'm a big pupil guy, but I was not high. But then that gets in your head where you're like, how do I act not high to convince my mom that I'm not high? But I'm like, Mom, sorry, Mom, I don't smoke drugs. I don't smoke fools on the basketball court.
Taking a sobriety test with your parents is wild.
Yeah. And there's no like sobriety test for weed either. She was like, can I get some hair? I was like, I don't cut my mullet, Mom. I've worked hard on this. So what else is in the news here? We got more Jordan Hudson with Belichick.
Oh, speaking of Jordan, before we get there, Michael Jordan has it confirmed?
Yeah, they announced it today.
So he's going to be a commentator not an analyst. We've just realized that this is a very big difference.
Yeah,
Well, this
you
is.
still
I
don't-
don't
you
want to.
still
I
don't
don't want
get
to.
it.
I don't want to get too in the weeds. This is a different job than those entirely.
Oh, well, what is he doing?
He's doing like studio show, right?
I believe he's going to be doing studio show, which would make him an analyst and commentator, I believe.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
He's not
but
going to be
he's
on
not
the
doing
call.
games.
So on
Gotcha.
Arian, the traditional setup, if we're looking at a 2-man booth,
Very important to
Our-
my IQ, I've been told.
our
So
three-
it's good that I'm getting this information.
or 3-man booth, what are the rules?
I would wait. Say that one more time.
There's two roles if you're actually on the announcing team for the game.
Mm-hmm.
What are those roles?
There's a play-by-play guy, which is an analyst,
No,
No.
those are different.
commentator.
Those are the.
What?
They could both be described as commentary. The two jobs are play-by-play and then an analyst.
Okay, but play-by-play and then an analyst. Yeah, that's their roles. Is there more to this?
No, it's like the play-by-play guy is like, and now line up in the shotgun formation. We've got Jaden Daniels in the backfield. We've got Brian
What is
Robinson.
this accent? It's like you plugged your nose a little bit. Like,
Yeah, that's my big J announcer voice. We
Gotcha.
got Terry McLaurin spread out wide. Let's see what they do. And play clock winding down. Looks like we got a blitz coming off the edge. And he's taking off, and that's a first down, Commanders. Yeah, see here, the way he's able to scramble, get that first down, pick it up. Watch this. Eyes in the backfield, identifies the blitz and linebacker, and then he runs into the blitz. That's some stuff that you see in the second year. That's some progression that we've seen in the offseason from young Jaden. And back to you.
back to you.
Yeah, they don't actually say back to you, but then there's also the studio guys, and the studio guys are like Shaq, Charles Barkley, those guys. So they're not actually on the call during the games.
Do we want to see this?
No, I think he's gonna fail spectacularly.
I don't even know about failing right now. So what I know about Michael Jordan is this, right? He's an extremely competitive guy, and if you're judging basketball, you gonna have nothing but critiques. Very rarely do I see Jordan complimenting players. I'm talking about in the future. Like, I don't know. He could be extremely complimentary, but also it kind of loses a bit of his. That's why we love Denzel. We don't ever see him.
Yeah,
It's time to act. It's why we love a Kendrick. I don't ever see him until it's time to go. Right? I don't know. Like on a day to day, kind of lose some of your. I don't know that
the mystique.
Yeah, mystique. Good word.
I know.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. It's like when I saw Wayne Gretzky was going to be commentating hockey. I was like, I don't know if that's going to work out, but it did work out really well, mostly because they had Biz on the call, and Biz is a guy that is like a funny guy and able to bust balls and also kind of act like, the foil to Wayne Gretzky a little bit, and they liked each other, so it ended up working out. But Arian, like with in football, I would say it's kind of similar to Tom Brady. When Brady got in the booth, I kind of thought like that's a little bit beneath Brady. Like Tom Brady is such a superstar that I feel like it's like, what is he doing talking to me every Sunday?
Yeah, no, I understand what it's the feeling isn't. We'll see though. They had to drop a bag, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
But that's another thing. You already a billionaire. You probably wouldn't even feel that. So what's that? You must be bored.
yeah.
You know
I
what
mean,
He's
he's
fucking
bored. Yeah, and if they're gonna give you $25 million a year to do, how many nights is he gonna be on
feeling
that show?
He ain't feeling that.
He's going to be a special contributor, so he's not going to be on the call every night. He's not going to be in the studio every
Right.
single night. So
That's good. Okay, that makes me feel a little better.
Yeah, limited edition. So it looks like the NBC broadcast is going to be Jamal Crawford, Reggie Miller, Carmelo Anthony, Mike Tirico, Noah Eagle, and then Michael Jordan
Solid.
coming in every now and
That's
again.
solid.
I just don't think
love
he's.
Jamal Crawford, by the way. I think, if not the best, definitely second best ball handler of all time.
Who's number one?
I would say you have a good argument with Kyrie. Kyrie and Jamal Crawford, those two. I wouldn't be mad at either argument, but love Jamal Crawford. Always been great to me too.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think Jordan is like, he's not a charismatic guy. He's not gonna, like, people don't. What?
No, I don't disagree, but it's just funny.
Yeah, like he doesn't speak in public very often. Like, you don't really ever
Yeah.
hear from him, and now he's going to be on TV. Like, I don't.
It's like his mentality was always like, fuck those guys. It's what made him a bad GM. You know what I mean? Like his competitive nature is always like, I know what's best. Which when you was playing, you did, my brother. But I'm interested to see how his growth as a human is coupled with his competitive nature, coupled with his charisma on television. It's gonna be interesting. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna tune in though, for sure.
He needs somebody that is like willing to bust his balls.
Check him, yeah. They got to check him. He needs an Arian to his PFT.
He does. He absolutely does. I don't know if Carmelo's going to be that guy.
I was just going to say Carmelo's not going to do that.
Because like Carmelo he's a Jordan Brand guy, right?
Yeah, good point.
So he's probably not going to be able to bust balls.
Fight the hand that feeds you.
Reggie Miller maybe.
Reggie, probably will.
Reggie will say some wild shit just to hear himself say it. Like most of the time when Reggie Miller says something during a broadcast, I'm like, what the fuck is Reggie talking about?
I think it has to be. I think he fits the bill of it has to be somebody that played against MJ and was like really good to be able to talk shit to him a little.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Reggie Miller was never first team All NBA.
Really?
Nope.
Well, it was Jordan every year.
I just said fun fact right there.
No, I know. I know. I'm just saying.
There were 2 years when it wasn't Jordan.
There were definitely 2 years when it wasn't Jordan, and it wasn't Reggie.
Hang on.
Who would that have been?
I would say.
So this is 94, 95?
It's got to be somebody on the Rockets, no?
Clyde?
I don't know.
I think he was
that
only on at the
took
end.
over that role.
I'm
playing golf with him tomorrow, by the way.
Clyde Drexler?
Mm-hmm.
What a sweet nickname he had.
Clyde the Glide.
Clyde the Glide. Very smooth.
Fucker's good, too, man. I hate him.
Let's see. 94, 95. Who would have taken over for MJ in that break? If not Reggie.
Oh, wow.
Okay, don't say it. Don't say
I'm
it
not.
yet. Okay, I have one idea.
I think one you can get, the other I never would have gotten.
Okay, one guess would be.
Hold on. Give me 3 guesses.
Okay.
All right. Penny was a point, though, huh?
Yeah, he was a point. Oh.
Is it Penny?
He is one of them in 1995. Him and
Fuck
John
with me.
Stockton were the 2 guards.
Penny
John Stockton was one of the guards in both years. It was John Stockton and Penny in 95.
Yeah, so that was Penny then, okay.
And then in 94, it's Stockton and someone else.
I would say it could be on. Is it Nick Anderson? No.
I never in a million years would have gotten this.
Eastern or Western?
West.
Kevin Johnson.
No,
That's a
but
good guess. That's a good guess.
You're on the right track.
Dan Marley?
No, it's not on that team.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Just in terms of like type of guy you're looking for.
Gary Payton?
No.
This is a straight Nick Van Exel.
No. But again, it's that
think it's a
type of
point, too.
name.
Sam Cassell.
No, but y'all are all
We're
around.
buzzing it? Are we buzzing it?
Yeah.
Mookie Blaylock.
Nah, it wouldn't be Mookie.
No.
Is Mookie?
No, I'm going to be honest. I didn't know this guy was in the NBA then.
Let's go. Fuck me. I'm out, honestly. Oh, wait. John Starks.
No.
It's in the West, he said.
You're right. I'm tripping.
Do you want to? The college would give it away. SEC guy.
SEC guy, okay.
Allen Houston?
No, but that's I mean, he had to be some kind of All NBA at some point.
We got to figure this out.
Yeah, it's pissing me off now.
Okay, great LSU players. Pistol Pete, Shaq, none of which fit the bill. Auburn.
I'd say you're getting closer.
Auburn. We got Charles Barkley. Not him.
No.
Kevin Johnson.
It's not Kevin
It's
Johnson.
not Kevin.
He was actually second team that year.
Who's another guy from Auburn?
I don't know that it's Auburn.
Oh, Alabama.
You're getting close.
Who's from Alabama?
I don't know.
I would say you should focus on guys from Alabama.
Okay. Shit, this is gonna kill me. 90s NBA players. Who was on the Nuggets back then?
Can I phone a friend?
Who was on the Nuggets?
I thought Bama would have given it away.
Dikembe Mutombo.
Don't worry about the Nuggets.
Okay, don't worry about the Nuggets. It's not the Nuggets.
Okay.
All right, so Spurs?
Ooh.
Was there a guy from...
Sean Elliott. I know he was first team all defense.
Not him.
Was there a guy in the Spurs back then?
It would be Sean Elliott probably is the only.
I wouldn't worry about the Spurs.
We're not going to worry about the Spurs anymore.
Yeah.
The Bucks.
Not in the West.
Oh, yeah. The Timberwolves.
This guy wasn't on the Timberwolves in this season.
Okay, at one point he was a Timberwolf.
Isaiah Ryder.
No.
Come on.
I knew this guy.
Glenn
playing...
Robinson.
No. I knew this guy playing on the Timberwolves.
Wally Zerbiak?
No.
I don't think he was in the league during the time. I'm running out of Timberwolves.
Yeah, I know, me too. I'm ready to give up. Are you?
Yeah.
Do you want a first initial?
Yeah, give me first initial.
L.
Latrell
Larry
Sprewell.
Johnson.
That is correct.
Sprewell?
Yes.
Latrell.
Sprewell.
That's crazy that Reggie Miller never got it.
Yeah. I didn't know Latrell Sprewell was in the NBA in 1994.
Yeah, he was a killer. He played for the Golden State Warriors.
He had to take a short break from being in the NBA.
Hey.
Choked his
Run
coach.
up, get done up, you know?
Yeah. Choked PJ Carlissimo.
I forgot. I think we talked about this on that show, but like the rims, they named the rims after him.
Yep.
He had a whole thing.
Wait, what do you mean?
The Sprewells. So back in the late 90s, early 2000s, they used to have rims on cars. When you stop, they kept spinning, and the rims keep spinning every time I stop.
Yeah.
Those are Sprewells.
Really?
Yeah,
why?
Couldn't tell you.
His shoes had him.
His shoes had him the Dada Supremes. Oh my
Yeah.
God, aging me, guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was. I know what shoes you're talking about.
They were kind of sick.
Mm-hmm.
So, in conclusion, Jordan as a basketball analyst, we're not thinking he's going to be great.
I think I want him to be cutthroat. I know people don't like that. Like I know some people are like, oh, the older guys are always hating on the younger. Fuck the younger dudes. I don't give a shit. Be cutthroat. That's what I want to see your basketball knowledge at play. Tell me why they suck. I want to know.
It is the only sport where I think most of the people that are the studio guys on TV, the former players, just like hate the young players. Every other sport, like football, you've got like J.J. Watt, Michael Strahan giving credit to all the kids. In baseball, you've got Pedro, David Ortiz always saying, for the most part, good things about the younger players. And then the NBA is like, these kids are fucking soft. I kind of like that.
I do too. Like, but when you talk to older players, that's what they feel. They're like, "Yo, they are fucking soft," and it's kind of. I don't disagree. Like, this flopping shit's just hard though. Like, what your man? What's
SGA,
bro? It's just hard. It's hard to watch. Like, love the skill set, but it's like just fucking play, dog. Like, you don't gotta be a. Oh, it's fucking. It's hard to watch, especially as a football player, though. It's hard to watch. Soft.
yeah,
Whole goal was to get to the line. Fuck out of here, man.
he is a good player.
Yeah, great.
Like I love watching him dribble. He might be my favorite guy to watch. Just like he probes the lane a lot is what he does. Never picks up his dribble. What about Jokic? Do you think Jokic flops too much?
I'm not a fan of flopping. So if he flops at all, fuck that shit. But I think Joker's like top 3-4 centers of all time. So
yeah. Have you watched any of the NBA playoffs?
I really haven't, honestly. A game or two here and there. But this is the funner time to watch NBA. I've been so busy. I've been doing a whole bunch of shit.
Big T, what do you think
About
the NBA playoffs?
Man, sit
I
about.
mean, you're asking the wrong guy, brother.
You don't watch the association?
I've watched a cumulative I bet I've watched 10 minutes of the NBA playoffs this year.
Oh, really?
10 minutes of game time, so probably close to an hour of real time.
Do you have a take?
No, other than I have the Nuggets plus 5,500 to win the title, so I'd like us to. I think we're playing pretty well right now.
Okay. Yeah.
I did see that last. You saw that clip in the last of SGA getting locked up by Russell Westbrook.
Yep.
That was amazing, dog.
Was
Always
great
loved
defense.
Russell. Always loved him, dog.
Did you hear what the announcer said afterwards? He was in his chest like bronchitis.
It's fair.
Pretty
Who
good.
was that?
Accurate analogy.
I forget who said. Maybe it was his name Mark Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he said that. We've got some other breaking sports news right now.
You think they cook him up throughout the year to hold him for a playoff?
I was
Yes.
thinking that after he dropped it in his chest like bronchitis. Like that's one that you break that out in a playoff game. He probably was hoping that the Nuggets would win after that, so that that call would kind of live on afterwards.
It would stick.
But there's some other breaking news. It happened on Saturday, but it's breaking to me because I just found out about it. The jockey that rode Sovereignty at the Kentucky Derby has been fined $60,000 because he hit the horse too many times with a crop.
Really?
Abuse?
During the Kentucky
Assault?
Derby. Yeah, more than the permitted amount. I don't know what the permitted amount is. Like if you have a set amount of times that you can hit the horse, but it's 10% of his winnings from that race. He won $310,000. And then the fine got doubled because of an escalating penalty structure for repeat riding crop violations. So within the past 180 days, he has been fined. This is his second time, I believe. He hit Sovereignty 8 times during the Kentucky Derby. That was his second offense in 180 days. The maximum amount of times you can hit your horse is 6 times during a race. And he hit the horse 8 times. Big scandal.
I thought that's how you got him to go fast.
Is by hitting him?
Yeah.
Intrinsic motivation is really the best way to motivate a horse. Just telling it it's doing a great job while you're riding it. But yeah, 8 times, it's 2 times too many. I honestly did not know that was a rule.
So he got $300,000 for winning the Kentucky Derby. 150 of that's gone off the bat. Now another 60. So
Yeah.
he's down to 100.
$100,000. He probably wishes he hadn't even won.
Yeah, I mean, not a bad day, but
My prediction is that he's going to hit Sovereignty 8 times again the next time they race. If they race again. Because Sovereignty might not race again. That's the thing.
I saw he was skipping which one's next? Belmont?
Next
Or
one
Preakness.
would be the Preakness. So it's load management for horses. What do you think about that, Arian?
Load management for horses.
Yeah, the Kentucky Derby winning horse is not racing in the Preakness.
I think it's right in line with this generation of athletes just getting soft.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the horses in the studio talking shit about the youngsters.
Mr. Ed rolling in his grave.
So it's actually interesting with like the talk of MJ because Shaq, when he first started, I didn't think that Shaq was going to be very good on TV.
I did.
You did?
He's so personable, dog. Like he's like a joy to be around.
But at first, it seemed like he was just like, I'm Shaq, I'm on TV, whatever I say you should laugh at. But like he wasn't giving people a reason to enjoy his commentary. But no, I'm saying he got way better, and now he's great. He's awesome on TV.
What I'm saying, I think you have to let the chemistry develop. You can't just stick Shaq in the middle of people and be funny, right? You have to let the chemistry develop over a year or 2 or 3, and then that's when you really see.
What I would really love is if MJ signed up to do this, and then he got on social media, and then he like read social media.
I don't want to see Mike on Twitter. I don't want to see Mike on Instagram.
He would talk so much. He gets so mad at everybody.
Mm-hmm.
he'd be tweeting out TikTok edits being like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
LeBron isn't this good.
See, I want that. I want to hear what Jordan says about LeBron. So I'm interested in seeing it. I don't know if he's going to be great because his whole personality is just kind of like, arrogant, not super engaging from what I've seen. But if you get him going and he's himself,
arrogance is the word for Michael Jordan. Because I mean, maybe I could be wrong, but is the definition of arrogant have anything to do with the qualifications of
Yeah.
the opinion
No, I
of
think
oneself?
you can be arrogant and also back it up. Like,
No, well then yeah, he's
but
definitely arrogant.
yeah, he's
But
arrogant.
it's like a good arrogant though, right? It's
Yeah,
like,
you can be arrogant and correct at the same time.
it's like I am the best podcaster on this podcast. This is what I feel.
Mm-hmm. Also, Big T, Mad Dog just sent this to the group chat. Would you care to comment on Dalton Connect in the offseason?
He was having a great time in Knoxville the other day.
It looks like he's having a great time on stage here.
Yeah, he was with Zakai Ziegler and I think maybe Jordan Gainey. They were at some, I think it's just a DJ playing rap songs and they were like rapping along with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he looks like he's supposed to be there.
Yeah, the tweet says, born to be a Charlotte Hornet, forced to be a Laker.
I'm going to be honest, I don't fully understand what that means in this context, but
They've got a great musician on the Charlotte Hornets.
I see. Gotcha.
Is that LiAngelo?
Well, LaMelo is on the team. LiAngelo's the rapper.
Who did LiAngelo play for though?
Nobody in the NBA.
Nobody.
Oh, that's right. He was just on the.
I think he may have been on the Hornets summer league team.
He was on a G League. I think he did G League, didn't he?
I think so, and he was on the Greensboro Swarm for a little bit, which sounds to me like probably Hornets.
That's G League, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so he wasn't officially on the Hornets ever. What else we got in the news today? Anything else that you guys want to get into? I am now very interested in Jordan. I feel like we haven't had enough of the discourse this year like we did last year with the NBA on TNT guys, where last year it felt like that was their funeral.
Yeah.
And this year actually is the end of the road for them on TNT, and no one's really talking about it as much.
Well, they're still going to do the show, right, on ESPN?
I think so, yeah.
Or at least I think Chuck said he would never go anywhere other than Turner.
I don't know exactly what they have planned. I know that the show is in theory going to be on ESPN, right?
ESPN bought those dudes' rights.
ESPN is taking over. Yeah, Turner won't have the NBA next year. Those games will be on ESPN, or some on NBC too.
Damn. Wait, and Charles Barkley is staying?
He said at one point that he would never work anywhere other than Turner.
I guess, man. I don't know.
But yeah, I will be watching. I'll be very interested to see what MJ does. I'm gonna hope that they sit Reggie next to him and just let him talk a lot of shit, and then Jordan just like casually brings up all the times that he dominated him back in the day. That would be excellent TV, I think.
Reggie had some shit. I mean, he had some moments against Jordan, man.
He had some moments, yeah, but I mean, ultimately, you can't even talk shit about those moments because of what happened afterwards.
That's true. I mean, no, that's the thing. Nobody can really talk shit to Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah, who could, I guess somebody
except for Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas, yeah.
That would be fun.
Get him
and
in the
Isaiah
mix?
Thomas low-key don't really like Jordan like that either.
No, that's what makes it great.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas, he might be the biggest hater of them all.
Oh, yeah.
You remember when LeBron was warming up shirtless?
Yeah, that was weird.
I think he likes LeBron. I think he secretly, he's scared of how much he likes him.
But didn't he say it was like unprofessional or some shit like that?
He says unprofessional, but he was just like, look at this man with no shirt. No shirt on. It's a disgrace. I think
you got no business out there looking that good.
Yeah,
None.
exactly. Yeah.
Cover that shit up.
You know what you're doing, LeBron. Come on. Guy like me. This episode of Macrodosing is brought to you by Game Time. Game Time. The NHL playoffs are here. The only place to buy hard-to-get playoff tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Big T, can you look up Leafs-Panthers tickets? I'm interested to see what those look like. They've got killer last-minute deals. They got all-in prices, views from your seat, the low price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NHL playoff tickets. Prices on the app go down the closer it gets to puck drop, so you can save up to 60% when buying the last-minute tickets. If you look at those Panthers-Leafs tickets, What are we looking at, Big T?
So Game 6, back in Sunrise, Florida, I can get you in for $176.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Chippy series. All knotted up at 2. It's going to be a great game. I've had a lot of fun watching that series. What are you waiting for? Get those Panthers-Leafs tickets right now. You can take the guesswork out of buying NHL playoff tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, use code MACRO, get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code MACRO for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time. Hoop. This episode of Macrodosing also brought to you by Kraken. If you're going to trade crypto, do it right. No sketchy platforms, no sketchy customer support. That's why we only trust Kraken. Buying crypto manually? That's old school. Recurring buys let you automate your investments so you stack sats without even thinking about it. It's DCA done right. Buy more when prices dip, less when they spike. Link your bank in minutes. Set it, forget it, let your portfolio grow. Kraken Pay has instant crypto payments. No more I'll Venmo you later excuses. Whether you're covering a lost bet, splitting the tab after a night out, or sending funds for the next wild adventure, Kraken Pay lets you move money instantly with zero fees and no banks holding things up. Oh, and if you refer your friends, Kraken's going to hook you up for up to $200 in USDG just for spreading the love. It's not investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss and is offered to U.S. customers, excluding Washington, New York, and Maine, through Payword Interactive. Check it out, kraken.com/barstool. Give it a look. All right, there's one other thing I wanted to bring up for Mad Dog, because she's a Browns fan. A picture that came out last week. We've got rookie mini camps and just mini camps in general going on right now. There was a picture that was circulating. It was circulating because the Browns put it out. And it's Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, both dropping back in the pocket, ready to throw. The Browns put this picture out, the side-by-side image of the two of them. It's very really bad for your boy Kenny Pickett.
Well, your boy Kenny Pickett.
Your boy Kenny
Our
Pickett.
boy
He's
Kenny
on the Browns.
Pickett.
Our boy Kenny Pickett. Kenny, the big knock on him going into the draft was that he might have small hands.
Yeah.
I think that's probably been confirmed by this picture.
What picture?
Hold on, I'll find it.
Just go search Flacco Pickett or just Pickett on Twitter.
Now, the thing is, Joe Flacco's got big hands. Joe Flacco, they drafted him in Baltimore because he played college in Pittsburgh and Delaware, and they knew that he could throw in the conditions that he was going to have to be in the AFC North. But the visual for Kenny is shocking. It's shocking how small his hands look in this picture.
Bad.
Is there somebody that's on the Browns social media staff that did that intentionally?
I don't think so, because also it's like, I mean, I doubt it. What are they supposed to do? Like, they're both quarterbacks. They're both in the pocket. That's just what their hands look like, unfortunately.
You don't have to post them together.
I guess, but it's also like, I don't know.
It's also the glove. It's also the glove.
Doesn't help.
To be fair to Kenny Pickett, the glove with the black fingers,
it's
black is slimming, right?
It's kind of giving like youth football league.
Yeah,
it's giving Pop Warner a little bit. No, it's a bad visual. I was showing this to a couple people, like Kevin Zuppe, who's the one who was stepping in for us last week and is a very large fan of the Browns, or he's a big fan of the Browns. It's a bad look all around for everyone. I was talking to Zuppe about it with, the 5 quarterbacks in the quarterback room whole thing. And I was like, who are they cutting at the end of all of this? And obviously Deshaun doesn't have like a roster spot technically because he's hurt. So he'll just be on the IR. So I think it's between Pickett and Dylan Gabriel for that last spot, if I had to guess. Those kind of pictures aren't doing Kenny Pickett any justice.
Yeah, I mean, he had 8.5 inches at the combine. That's what he measured in at. Flacco's showing up with 10 inches.
I was going to say, I think we looked it up. I think Flacco's like 9.6 inch, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge, I don't know everything about football, obviously. An inch feels like a lot in that sort of thing.
I think it is, yeah. There's a reason most GMs say they have to be at least 9 to play quarterback. If I stretch out real far, I can get up to 9 real far. And so that means that Kenny Pickett has smaller hands than I do, which is not what you want. Like my hand should not be throwing a football for my profession.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going at it. Like I haven't really seen Kenny Pickett play much football, period. Like in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how, the most I've seen is the Super Bowl of him. So I'm not really I'm pretty indifferent on him as a Browns player.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about him and Dylan Gabriel getting that last spot, I think I'd rather have him just because then it's not 2 rookies in a quarterback room.
Yeah.
Not that Kenny Pickett's some super experienced guy, but Super Bowl winning.
It's just a tough look from the official team account doing that.
I'm seeing 9.8 inch hands on Arian. Is that accurate?
Whoa.
I have no idea. How big is the? I don't know. I did that shit 2009, so it's probably around the same.
Do you have
that big,
hands?
small?
To be fair, when I click on this website, it takes me to some pop up thing, and that's the only place I'm seeing hand measurements. But
I guess I can look real quick. Hey, Ma! Ma!
Bring in the tape measure.
Do you do it from your pinky to your thumb? Is that how it works?
Yeah, pinky to thumb.
There's this other one PFT that I found. It's
Mine's probably 3 inches.
It's one of these spider.
Yeah, I love the spider charts.
Yeah, and so Arian's for his pro day, height, weight, bench press, all 80, 85th percentile, all looking good. Then it goes to 40-yard dash, and the thing just kind of stays in the middle. It doesn't go out at all.
Uh-huh. It's a triangle.
Yeah. But 3 of them are really good.
Yeah, and if he wasn't hurt.
All of them are good, my brother.
Arian,
it worked out.
I actually need your advice.
Walked off on 4 guys all day in the league.
If you had been healthy at the combine, you would have had a great look at spider chart.
Oh, it'd have been amazing. It'd been great.
For sure. I need some advice from you because I'm also dealing with a hamstring strain right now. My body, I'm a fine-tuned athlete.
How'd you strain your hamstring, bro?
I was going from first to third in softball.
First to third.
Yeah, I was going from first base to third base.
You were around the bases, okay.
Yeah, and I hit to right field. So I was legging it out. Got there safe, no big deal. But it's been nagging me. It's been staying with me. I'm looking at now almost 3 weeks. And if I run, I know I can. You know that feeling that you have when it's if I take a quick step, it's just gonna go back to what it was.
I do know that feeling.
How can I recover from this? Also, you can pass the advice to Steph Curry, who's also like me, an elite athlete dealing with a hamstring right now.
Right. There's nothing. I've dealt with every kind of grade, every kind of hamstring. It's just rest. There's the only thing. There was one thing that I felt like helped. I forget what it's called, but they take your blood, they spin it, take the platelets out, and they inject it back in there. That I felt like sped up recovery a little bit. But again, that would be anecdotal. I don't have any solid evidence to prove that it did. But I felt like whenever they did that, it would aid it and, speed up the recovery a little bit. But other than that, depending on the grade, you just got to rest. I doubt Steph's is as bad as a grade. I forget what the grade system is, but the worst one where you have to sit out and there's black, your hamstring's black. I've had one of those before. Yeah, that was a month and a half, 2 months where I couldn't run full speed. That was during the combine. That was my I had one of those. There's a light one where I've been back in a week.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just depends on the grade. But if you push it before you can, you're gonna keep setting yourself back. It just is what you just have to rest. I remember I tried to come back too soon a few times, and I re-aggravated it. And so ever since that one, I would take. I guess the general rule is the week that you feel like you're ready, wait 1 more week, and you'll be good.
Okay. All right. So I just need to not do anything.
Yeah, just be a pitch hitter or whatever. Just come in and hit, and then have somebody come in for you.
Pinch runner, get a pinch runner out there.
Yeah, get a pinch runner. There you go.
So I don't even play in the field.
You could be a pitcher.
I could be a pitcher, but you have to have explosiveness and play some defense, pitching in softball.
Well, you don't have any explosive anyway, so you're not gonna miss anything there.
That's also true. Yeah, I was in right field and I put the shift on because in softball you get everybody, like most people will be pull hitters. They'll turn on all the pitches, and Ebo, credit to Ebo, it was a good piece of hitting on his part. Pushed it down the right field line. I had to go running after it, and then that tweaked it, and then I did the grab the back of my hamstring thing, and some people thought I was doing the celebration where you pretend that your hamstring is tweaked, and mine was real.
That's ruined real hamstring injuries for guys.
It has. You can't like diagnose anything from the couch anymore. You're like, is that guy celebrating or is he going to be out for 2 weeks?
You know what? I think it's that time too. I think it's time for me to be a part of a softball team.
Okay, you're getting all in.
Yeah, it's like when you get older. You know what I mean? You start doing shit like that.
Yeah. The thing about like in softball, at least in the kind that I play, because it's the 16-inch, which is the bigger ball, it's more about directional hitting and just like slapping for singles. Because the ball is so big that if you try to hit hard, it'll end up just hanging up in the air unless you're just a beast. You're probably just a beast, though.
That's true.
All right, we got anything else we want to get into today? We got a big episode coming on Thursday.
Excited.
Arian booked a guest. I'm excited to talk to him.
Big T, you ready to talk to him?
Guess we'll see.
Big T, I want you to ask tough questions.
That's what I want. I want you to dig in, bro. All your talking points. Get them ready.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do some voicemails. The voicemails are going to be brought to you by Stella Blue. Stella Blue coffee. I had some Stella Blue this morning, and their energy bars are also delicious, and they give you a lot of energy. They've got a bunch of caffeine in there. And they taste great, but now, guess what they've got? Stella Blue cold brew and a brand new variety, Miss Peaches. It's 100% Colombian, 100% delicious. The best part is every purchase helps homeless pets find their forever homes. Make better, fresher cold brew at home in just 3 easy steps. You steep it, you refrigerate it, you enjoy it. Grab Miss Peaches now at StellaBlueCoffee.com. Use promo code MACRO. Get 20% off orders of $25 or more. Sip with purpose all summer long. All right, let's rip some.
Hey, my name's Kel, like Keenan and Kel. I'm from Memphis. I've been tuned in to y'all for probably 2-3 months, and I've been watching every episode. By the way, PFT, you, Big Cat, and Big T, y'all like my top white guys in the world.
Love that.
Appreciate
top
that.
5 white guys. Y'all, but my question is there any show or movie that you really get jealous of that people enjoy so much because you never just got into it? Like mine, all these Marvel movies and shit. It make me so mad that everybody be into it, and I just be like, what the fuck are y'all so into? I don't know, I just can't get into it. I just want to know, is there any show or movie that y'all are secretly jealous that y'all are not into that everybody else can talk about? Yeah, stay handsome, stay beautiful. That's it.
First of all, many have
Shout out to Memphis.
Many people have always said the big 3 whites at Barstool are Big Cat, PFT, and Big T. I've heard that more times than I can count.
I agree.
But thank you very much, Kel.
Respectfully, got to put Nick in there, but it's his list. You know?
Let him have his list.
Nothing wrong with top 5.
Let him have his list, Arian. Quit gatekeeping whites.
You're right. I can't gatekeep you whites. You're right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Arian's like, you like Big T? Let me put you on another white guy I really like. If you like Big T,
my brother, let me highlight you real quick, man.
You love Nick. It's a good question, though, because I do understand what this guy's saying. The first thing that came to my mind is not actually a TV show. It's not a movie. It's a band that people are really into, and for some reason I've never really had that same passion for them. It's the Grateful Dead. Like the Dead, there's so many people that are obsessed with the Grateful Dead that will travel thousands of miles to follow them on tour, that are just obsessed, know every song that they've played and every concert, like Mincy does. He's got like a journal in his head of the years and the dates that they played certain shows. I I've grown to appreciate them a lot more as I've gotten older, and I respect them as musicians. But I have a hard time just sitting down listening to the Dead, and it's a me thing.
Yeah, I never had an issue with them. I think mine will probably be Severance. There's two. I got two. Severance and The Lord of the Rings. But this is the thing. I've watched The Lord of the Rings, but I always fall asleep. So I've never seen the conclusion of Lord of the Rings. And it's not like it's boring. It's just, for whatever reason, I keep falling asleep. Like, I watch it when I'm super comfortable. But for Severance, same thing. I've watched the first episode. I've definitely watched the first episode. And I just fall asleep. And it's very hard to get into, but I want to. You know what I mean? It's like, and I hear everybody talking about it, and I'm just like, I don't know, man.
I'm glad you said Severance, because I've seen every episode of Severance, and I like it, but I don't like it as much as other people do.
See, the reason why I'm jealous, his question was like, the one that you're jealous of, because everybody says it's like great writing, right? And I love shit with great writing and with a great storyline, a great plot. And I've heard the storyline, I've heard the plot. It sounds amazing. I just can't get through it. I can't do it.
I think people that like Severance also like talking to other people about Severance.
For sure.
And running their theories by him and hearing what the other person's theories are, and then being like, oh shit, I didn't think about that. That'd be crazy if that was true. That's like part of enjoying the show, I think.
I feel that. The other one was anime, but I'm low-key getting into anime now, so I can't even say it.
Yeah, no, you're really into anime now.
I really am, yeah. I be searching for new ones and shit.
I hear what you're saying about anime, though. I know some people that absolutely love it.
I mean, they have whole like conferences that people go to celebrate and explore and love and enjoy the lore of us. So like, it has to be dope, right? And so I found one that I'm in love with, which I'm pissed. I don't know if I said this, but the creator came out and said Solo Leveling season 3 ain't gonna come out till I think 2028. So, bruh, I gotta wait 3 years.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's tough, man. But I did wait 10 years for Avatar, so I could do it.
You can do that.
Yeah.
When Lord of the Rings came out, I was kind of into it. I watched the second and the third, and then I watched the first. I went back and saw that. And then I feel like Game of Thrones came out and really took a lot of what made Lord of the Rings was so great, except made it better. But I sometimes if there's a show that everybody's super into and I haven't watched yet, I almost developed this defense mechanism where my first instinct is to make fun of people for being obsessed with that show before I try it out. Like with Game of Thrones, there were like 5 years where me and Big Cat just made fun of everybody that watched Game of Thrones instead of checking it out. And then we ended up watching and be like, yeah, the show's pretty cool. We probably should have given this a shot to begin with.
Yep, I did that with Game of Thrones. But the beauty of that was you got to binge it.
Yep.
Right? That's what you kind of skipped I got to wait a whole nother week for the next episode.
Yeah, I was so glad that I got to do that during COVID. That was a great use of the pandemic for me. It's just back to back to back to back.
So you hadn't seen it at all before COVID?
I saw the last season of it.
First?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I didn't think that the last season was that bad.
Right.
But then after I watched the entire series all the way through, it made me mad about the last season, which I didn't really have a problem with until I did that.
Why? You just wanted to be part of the last season live?
Yeah, just want to be part of it. I mean, the office in New York shut down for that last season on Sundays.
Yeah.
We had like
big deal.
watch parties. Yeah, it was a big thing. So we said, yeah, we'll give it a shot and see if we can get into it. Rick and Morty is one of those that a lot of people have told me that I would love, and I've never watched it, never given it a shot. But I've heard so many people say like, you would love this show, PFT. Yeah. So maybe I'm a little bit jealous of those people.
I've heard that about Rick and Morty too.
It's a good question though.
Yeah.
All right. Next voicemail.
Hey, Macrodosing crew. It's James from Jersey again on this lovely Mother's Day morning. Quick question for you guys. What's your take on giving Mother's Day gifts to pet moms? Like, is it valid to give someone flowers or a card for being a great dog mom, cat mom? What about fish? Like where do we draw the line? At what point does it go from being cute to you're just feeding a lizard, Brittany? Curious to hear your thoughts and if you've ever given gifts to the pet moms in your life As always, stay beautiful. Love the show. Shout out Big T. Peace out.
Shout out to you as well, my brother.
Fish Mom, yeah. I think Fish Mom is funny.
Any pet? No, this is if I found out that I knew someone who. So I think I don't know which is worse. I think if I found out I knew someone who received a gift as being a pet mom and was like, I deserved this. That person is the worst of the worst. Anyone who would give a gift for that is nuts, but like you're not doing anything wrong, I guess. You're just crazy. But someone who wants to receive a gift for being a quote dog mom on Mother's Day,
Red flag.
Bad guy.
Red flag. I think you
Weirdo.
only give the gift if you trying to.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's it's cute. She thinks it's cute. Oh, he's got a sense of humor.
It's still really weird though.
Nah, it's like a hey, my happy Mother's Day, and she's like, oh, look at this guy, right? It's a cute thing. To me, that's the only. Any other time, no, it's fucking stupid.
I think if it's a cat mom, that's probably the worst one.
Cat mom. I've never heard of a cat mom before.
If you don't even have to do shit with a cat, the cat would prefer that you don't exist.
100%.
The cat just like it uses you because you've got a litter box for it and you put food out occasionally.
Cats are what Arian says dogs are.
Yeah. Now, if you've got like 5 dogs, here's Mother's Day present for the dog mom. That's a lot of work raising 5 dogs.
How are cats what I say dogs are?
You're like, if you die, a dog would eat you. A cat will eat you. A dog will stand there and starve to death.
Protect you. Protect your body.
That's happened. It's documented.
But there's also stories of the dog eating the owner.
Yeah, the wrong kind of dogs.
See, there you go.
All cats will do that shit, and cats don't love you. They don't give a shit about you.
Oh,
I agree, but that's why I respect cats more, though.
Big T, I've noticed this. Amongst a new crop of right-wing people online recently. Maybe you can tell me if this is a thing.
Okay.
Are they trying to ban pit bulls?
I'm not familiar with this movement.
I've just seen a lot of chatter out there about how bad pit bulls are. And it feels like there was a memo that got sent out to a bunch of people saying we're going after pit bulls now.
No, I haven't seen that.
I've seen.
You're big on a memo was sent out guy.
Yeah, I am.
You're always thinking that a memo's been sent out.
I saw like 5 or 6 posts within the last couple weeks from people on the right that are vehemently anti-pit bull. Like these death machines. People have these death machines in their house.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just wondering if that's like on the agenda or not.
I'm okay with banning pit bulls.
I'm just looking forward to seeing the online war between like pit bull moms and fervent anti-pit bull people, because they're ready with the arguments. They've got their talking points ready too. Mad Dog McKinsey, are there any shows that you guys are jealous of?
I was never Game of Thrones, but most of the time it's like I don't think I would enjoy that show, but I had FOMO when people would like come into work and talk about it because like I would want to be involved. So like things that I don't like, I'm fine with not watching them, but like I just want to be part of the conversation. That's when I get upset.
Yeah, Game of Thrones, and then like sometimes I haven't seen any of the Star Wars or any Harry Potter, and I don't really have any desire to at all in my life. But sometimes people will make a reference, and I'm like, I don't really know what you're talking about. But I kind of at this point like the fact that I haven't watched them.
What about sports? Are there any sports that you guys see other people freaking out about, and you think to yourself, I would like to be this passionate about that sport, but I'm just
College
not?
football.
Yeah?
Yeah. College football.
College baseball might be one of those for me.
I love college baseball.
I can't get into college baseball.
Well, you have to if you don't have like a team, it's
a tough one
hard
to crack into. Yeah.
Like you don't know any of the players.
Yeah. Any of the Olympic sports? I mean, I see people freaking out about club soccer, and I am jealous of that. I'm jealous.
I'm jealous of soccer fans in general.
Yeah, European soccer hooligans, that whole thing. It looks like a great time. South American hooligans, they are so passionate about their teams that I recognize that fervor that they have, and I'm like, that's got to be awesome to be.
Let's go to the Club World Cup this summer. It's here.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be sick.
Any games in Chicago?
I don't know. Hold please.
I chose to become a West Ham fan a couple years ago, and so I casually follow them, but I don't feel that same passion. I just don't. I respect them, and I respect that they're run by a pornographer. That's pretty cool. But outside of that,
I can get you Cincinnati or Nashville.
Both great soccer cities. I do feel that way about international competitions, like the World Cup or any of those. I do feel that same passion, but not for club soccer. I just can't get into it. Which is probably the best soccer.
Hey, Macrodosing, it's Zach from Cleveland. I got a bit of a sticky situation I'm dealing with. I'm getting married in about 6 weeks, and through the whole planning process, my future mother-in-law is just taking the reins on a lot of things, and I'll preface this saying I love her, can't wait for her to be my mother-in-law, love her daughter, obviously, but she scares the shit out of me. She's just got a personality where just a little tough to deal with. She told us that they are not from Cleveland, they're from Tennessee, so they've been helping out from a distance, and she just told us that she plans on coming up to our area 9 days before the wedding, and plans on staying with us during that time, and didn't really take our opinion into account. And I'll preface this in saying that they are taking on a lot of the financial burden of the wedding, so I'm extremely grateful for that, but I do not want her being in my house 9 days before I get married. It's the most stressful time. It's a time where I want to be spending the time with my fiance. Not sure how to handle this. And my fiance doesn't either. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I feel like PFT and Arian would have a good way of handling this. Just let me know. And also, if you're free middle of June, you got an invitation if you want. You want to take a trip up to Cleveland? I know Mad Dog, her hometown. Would love to show you guys around. Let me know. You guys are gorgeous. Stay beautiful. Stay handsome.
All right, so this guy's getting married in how many weeks? 6 weeks. His in-laws' family, they are paying for most of the wedding. His mother-in-law is taking a very hands-on approach to helping them plan out the wedding. His mother-in-law wants to come up and visit and stay with them for the 9 days right before the wedding. Leading up to the wedding. Like living in their house. And he's trying to figure out a way to get out of this.
And they're also paying for a majority of the wedding.
Yeah.
Out of the wedding? He's trying to get out of the wedding?
He's just trying to get out of the mother-in-law staying with them 10 days before their wedding.
Oh, he's got to chalk that up on me.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
I think you have to bite the bullet.
Especially if they're paying for most of it.
They're paying for it, but also there's a lot of stuff that I'm guessing, I might be wrong about this, I'm guessing that you as the guy are not as invested in planning all the details of the wedding as maybe your fiance is. A lot of that falls on the woman as opposed to the guy. And it's honestly like a lot of stuff that I think most of the time the bride-to-be wants to be more involved in than the groom to be. And she is going to need a lot of help. There's a lot of stuff that's going to come up that she won't have time to, that your fiance won't have time to deal with. So having a mother-in-law around to help out with some of that stuff might end up being a blessing in disguise, even though you don't want her to be sharing a roof with you for those 9 days.
Well, that's another question. Why doesn't he want her? Why does he want to share a roof with his mother?
He said,
does he not like her?
He said it's because he wants to be spending that time right before the wedding, like with his fiance, and not have like his mother-in-law.
They got their whole life.
But I was going to say that too. I'm like, the 9 days before your wedding, unfortunately.
Did he also use the word overbearing?
I think, in other words, yeah.
So it seemed like she might be a tough hang for 9 days.
So they don't get along.
No, but he said they do get along.
I think they get along, but it's like
but there's a lot. That's a lot of mother-in-law.
You don't want to live with them for a week, yeah, and like eat every meal together, and You're cramping his style a little bit, it sounds like.
Gotcha.
I agree with Arian, though, that you kind of have to bite the bullet on this one.
Yeah, he's got to chalk it up.
There's no good way.
I think it's less about that side paying for it, and it's more about this is your wife's mother, and so you have to have a cordial relationship in whatever capacity she wants, right? I think later on in your marriage, 10 years in, if she's like, hey, I'm coming over for Christmas and she stays for 10 days, now you got a little bit more leverage, like saying, listen, man, I don't want to live with this woman for 10 days. Like, I'm going to go take a trip with my boy, whatever the case may be, right? You have a little bit more leverage. But right now, you new booty in the game, kind of got to just deal with it.
And also, this is somebody that you're going to want to have her on your side. Now, she's never going to take your side on things like against her own daughter, but it's important to have an ally in the relationship. So
keep your enemies closer.
This is a good opportunity for you to put in some work and show that you're like super helpful, and you know you're putting some effort into planning this too, and you'll work with her on stuff. Build that relationship now, and then you will end up getting a kinder. I guess an ally is probably a good way to put it. You'll have an ally down the line in the relationship where she'll be like, he's a good guy. I really like him. He was super helpful.
It is hard to care about shit like that if you don't care about shit like that, though. Like if you're sitting there going over details of the wedding, and you're just like, what kind of napkins are we gonna get? And you're like, what kind of napkins we have, fam? Mm-hmm. But like it's like part of like the thing where you just like if it's important to you, it's important to me. So let's kind of got to play that role, like you have to. But in reality, your person should know you and should be like, listen, I'll take care of that. That would be ideal. Like I'll take all the little shit. Just if I have a question, just let me do it. That would be ideal.
Yeah, just run a bunch of errands, be helpful in whatever way that you can. I was about to say, like, don't always be golfing.
Damn.
Because then the mother-in-law is going to be like, he was golfing the entire time. He did not care about this at all. Like, go out, pick up breakfast, pick up lunch, find out the stuff that she likes to eat, maybe cook her a couple meals.
Yeah, that's more, yeah.
Like, just be an extra set of hands for whatever errand they figure that they need at the last minute. Because there will be stuff that pops up at the last second where it's like, oh, shit, we didn't think of getting, like, the table cozies for the plants that we're going to have during the wedding. Can you run out to Michael's and see if they have any of these doilies that you can pick up? And yep, I got that. That's me. You're basically a set of keys. You're a set of car keys.
I agree with all that, but I would suggest take one, right? Take a day or something and be like, hey, I know you're planning on coming down, but I had this scheduled for like a long time. So like this day I'm unavailable, and then use that time in the middle of it to kind of just take your own piece. Maybe golf. I don't know if you golf, maybe go to the bar with the homies. I don't know, whatever you're into. But take a day and be like, yeah, this day I'm booked. I got this. And I give the mom and the daughter time to bond too over napkins and tablecloths.
And there will be some things that come up that your fiance is probably going to be pretty happy that her mom's there to help her with. Because you can't plan everything going into a day like this. So, yeah, I guess we don't really have a way for you to get out of it and still come out smelling like roses. I don't think that there is a way. I think you just have to kind of deal with it.
Yeah, I think not that he shouldn't have a say, but like if the fiance feels strongly enough about it, like she could be the one that's saying something.
Pick your battle.
Yeah, but he really, I don't think he has much of a choice. Unfortunately.
No, you pretty much have to also ask for work. Be like, what can I help with today? Because you're not going to think of like any of the stuff that they probably have binders of shit that they've prepared and planned out. You have to raise your hand at some point and be like, what do you need me to do? And I will do it. And then you just check that off the list.
What is the number of days at which he could have said something? Like 9, we all agree you just kind of have to do it. But if it was 3 months, obviously, I think we would all agree that's insane.
Yeah.
So what is the number?
I think it's probably 14 days.
Okay.
2 weeks is a long time.
Yeah.
9 days is a long time.
It is a long time for sure.
Like we could plan so many weddings in 9 days.
Yeah.
Like what do you need 9 days for?
Well, I guess the wedding's been planned. It's just about executing on it now. I don't know.
9 days is a lot, dog. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I don't know that much about the mother-in-law's personality.
Sounds meticulous.
Sounds meticulous. But again, this is where you make an impression on her. Because if you fuck up these 9 days, she's going to remember that for the rest of her life. For sure. And if you do a good job these 9 days, then that's going to give you a little bit of leeway later.
Yeah, this could have a big impact on how the mother-in-law responds to her daughter venting about you.
Yes, and also how the mother-in-law, how she like refers to you to other members of the family, and the way that she talks about you, not to her daughter, but to, I don't know if her daughter has any siblings, or if there's like any aunts and uncles that are her brothers and sisters for your mother-in-law. It's going to affect the way that because she will control a lot of the channels of communication with the rest of the family. And so how do you want to be referred to when you're not around at a family get-together? Would you like it to be positive, or would you like her to say, yeah, he's kind of a lazy piece of shit? Which might not be the case, but that's what's at stake here.
Depending on how much of a bridezilla the mom is.
Yes. Yeah. I have one more question for you guys, and then we'll head out for the week, for the next couple days. Planning a little vacation, and I was trying to figure out if I wanted to go to Glacier National Park in Montana or to Yellowstone in Wyoming. And people are very passionate about this argument. I want to do a national park at some point in late June, maybe early July. And I was talking it over. I was out for lunch on Saturday, and just so happened that the table right next to me, there was a dude that was a former park ranger at Yellowstone that overheard the conversation.
What type of movie shit is that?
And not only that, but the bartender that was there, she also worked at Yellowstone.
Wow.
How crazy is that? So they were laying it on thick with reasons why I should choose Yellowstone over Glacier. Actually, the best bar ever to have this conversation in, because
quite possibly
the people that were around. But I got to figure out a place to go. I'm trying to see some cool wildlife. I'm told that Yellowstone's better for wildlife, that Glacier's better for mountains. But I had no idea how passionate people were about their national parks and like which one I should go visit until I asked the question. And people, they care very deeply about this. Has anybody here been to Yellowstone or to Glacier?
I've been to Yellowstone. Crashed a snowmobile there.
Oh yeah? Were you okay?
Oh yeah, I just like ran it off into a ditch.
This is kind of a recurring thing for you.
I was like,
that's what I'm saying. This is your second crash.
No. It wasn't a crash.
Tiger Woods.
It went off. It went off into a little ditch. I was like 11. I wasn't supposed to be driving it, and then we dropped it back off at the place, and they could kind of tell something was wrong with it, but we got out of there. Okay. So yeah, that's the extent of my Yellowstone.
As an 11-year-old, did you see anything cool while you were there?
So the only thing we did in Yellowstone was the snowmobiling thing, because we were staying at like a ski place in Montana.
Okay.
So we weren't at Yellowstone for very long. We didn't do like the geyser or anything like that.
Old Faithful.
It was cool. Like it was, cool wilderness, I guess.
All right. You're really underselling it.
Yeah,
I'm told it's one
I
of
don't know
the
if Big
most
T's
beautiful
it
the
places.
doesn't make a lick
Yeah.
of difference to me. So
They got that super volcano out there, right? In Yellowstone, that's going to like destroy the entire hemisphere one day.
I didn't know about that.
I want to pay my respects. Give it a peace offering. Yeah, it's like the biggest volcano in North America. When it explodes, it's like we're fucked.
Oh, wow.
And we're overdue.
I've never even heard of Glacier National Park. Where is that?
That's in Montana. It's north in Montana. It's like close to the Canada border.
Okay.
And it's just the coolest mountains that you could ever see. If you just do like a Google image search on Glacier National Park, you'll be like, yeah, I understand why people would want to go there.
That sounds better to me than Yellowstone personally, but
I'm told that I got to watch out for bears if I go up to Glacier.
I'm sure you got to watch out for bears anywhere up there.
Yeah, that's true. I was talking to Chris Long, and because he was my go-to guy. Once I figured out maybe I'll go to Yellowstone, I was like, Chris, you've definitely been to Yellowstone, right? He was like, actually, I've never been, but I've been to Glacier several times, and it's awesome. And he was telling me you have to pack bear spray, and you should wear bear bells when you go hiking up there, so the bears hear you coming, so they're not like...
They don't like bells?
They don't like bells.
Hmm.
But apparently if they can hear you coming from a long distance away, then obviously you're less likely to frighten it and spook one. So if they're trying to avoid you, they will avoid you. But I don't know. I feel like I got to pack something heavier than bear spray if I'm up there.
Third grade Arian and bears. Didn't like bells.
You didn't like bells?
Hated them.
All bells.
Like the school bell, hated that shit.
Why 3rd grade in particular?
I just always felt like cattle.
Mm-hmm.
I remember vividly feeling like that in elementary school. I'm like, oh fuck, what? Like telling us where to go with a bell, like a bell. It just felt very weird to me as a young child.
In your guys' schools, when the bell sounded, was it like in TV and in the movies where the bell sounds and then everybody just gets up even if the teacher's talking?
Oh
No.
yeah, and a big the bell doesn't release you, I do.
Yeah.
Was a big thing. Yeah.
Because in movies, you think the bell goes off and all of a sudden, like, it's Armageddon. It's like
No, but it was like people would, and if you were packing your shit and the teacher wasn't done, they'd get very upset.
Yeah.
But it's like,
it depends. Yeah.
The bell does release me, quite literally. That's the marker to.
I'm like Pavlov's dog. I hear that bell and I put my pencil in my backpack. You've conditioned me to do this.
Yeah.
Now you're trying to change the rules.
Yeah. I would say I just looked at both of the images. I would say Montana off the pictures, but I don't know shit about either one. So.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm leaning Yellowstone now, I think, but that might have to do with all the propaganda I've been fed from the park rangers that were there. Felt a little suspicious, to be honest with you.
Montanians, reach out to PFT and state your case.
I have had a bunch of people from Montana hit me up and be like, yeah, Glacier National Park is beautiful. One guy was like, yeah, I cried on hikes there.
Well, all right.
I mean, I could see myself crying by, being inspired by beauty.
Double rainbow head ass.
All right, we will see you guys on Thursday for Macrodosing, and the Wizards will have the #1 overall pick, and it will be.
You never answer my question. Which would you rather have?
Oh, did I avoid that?
Yeah.
So 1 game won by the Capitals in a 7-game series.
They're down 2-1?
They're down 2-1, so it would tie it at 2-2 going back to DC.
I mean, the difference in 2-2 and 3-1 is...
It's massive. I'm going to game 5 in DC, and I'm afraid that it's going to be 3-1 and that I'm going to get the series close out right in my face. Right in my face. I think I got to look long term.
Wow.
I think I got to, if I have to pick one, I think I'm going to take Cooper Flagg to the Wizards.
Okay.
Because then I'll be all the way back, and I would love to care about regular season NBA games in the way that I see people caring about their own teams' NBA games. I think that Cooper Flagg's the ticket, the main event.
Okay.
That's my decision. I'm sticking to it. Love you guys.